This is the Chris Court Show. Hear the indie music flow. Stream it everywhere you go. You can be featured on our show.
What's going on? This is Beatbox Jake. You're listening to the Chris Court Show, an indie music podcast.
Hey, Beatbox Jake is our interview tonight, and gaming is in our sight. I'm just trying to rhyme. I am super excited about Beatbox Jake, and it was a great interview. It was amazing. We had lots of laughs. We had lots of fun. We heard some beatboxing, a little bit of guitar in there, too. Does your face itch? Why the fuck you itching?
Oh, yeah, I'm just waiting for you to finish talking.
What?
You just kept going there.
You sounded like John Crollo. Yeah. But, yeah, this is a great interview. Seriously, like, this dude is multi-talented. He beatbox. He shreds guitar. He masters his own music, or he produces and masters it.
Records, produces, and masters his own music.
He does a lot of shit, and and I've said this I think many times in the interview, but when you're actually listening to his song, and we're gonna listen to one in just a minute here, but you're just listening to it, and it sounds cool, but there is a lot of shit that goes into that, and rightfully so. I mean, you can hear the beatbox, you can hear the guitar. It's just amazing to me that people have this talent, and I don't. Nah, I play depressing songs. My name's Chris Court. Feel sorry for me. You know, sick of it. Sick of this shit.
Your eyes are so brown and beautiful.
What the fuck? But anyway, we are gonna play one of his songs here, and you can hear his music on all social media or any streaming platforms. He's on a lot of social media. He's on YouTube, his Instagram, but download his new album called Dichotomy.
Dichotomy.
Okay. I wanted to get that right because I thought it was Dichotomy, but it's not. It's Dichotomy.
And we called it something else in the show.
Dichotomy or something.
Dichotomy.
Dichotomy. Anyway, let's get into the song. Beatbox Jake, introduce it.
Hey, this is Beatbox Jake, and you're listening to Vybin here on the Chris Court Show.
Show. Amplify the indie flow. Streaming now, worldwide noise. Interviews and endless nights. Savage lives.
Beatbox Jake. Vybin, man. We was just vibing right now.
Hells yeah.
That is all him. All natural. That is him beatboxing.
That is guitar
That is him
and all the
shredding.
percussion you hear is his mouth.
Man, my God. My God. Insanely creative. Insanely creative. Talented.
Talented as fuck.
Yeah. You're gonna enjoy this one. You're gonna enjoy this interview. It's a pretty good one. You know, he kind of dives into how he started and how he Matt asked the same question twice.
Well, I was just trying to see if like it was some other fucking.
I was gonna call
reason.
you out, but
You were.
I didn't.
No,
I'm
it was
calling
like
you
it
out.
was just like that's it. It was just he saw one guy do it.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm gonna do that too.
yeah, pretty much.
You get your phone nearby.
No, do you?
It's in my pocket.
I do hear that though.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's you're gonna hear it. It's gonna be a great time. Let's just get into it. Actually, there's no need to hear us talking when he can talk and talk to us, and we can talk and talk to him.
What?
I don't know. Here we go. And remember, you could check this out on YouTube. It's also on YouTube if you want to check the video version out. And what's that? Check it out on YouTube. The video. You're now listening to the audio version.
Here at the Chris Court Show.
There you go. There you go.
That all coming through?
That
Yes.
all came through that time.
Beatbox Jake, everyone. That's how we're going to start the interview now. Beatbox
did it
Jake.
start officially?
Yeah, right there. Right there. I like that.
Oh, okay.
So
With
anyway,
the question, did it start officially?
yes, it did. So
Well, at least now you know if you ever want to do beatboxing on a Zoom call, you have to change your audio settings first.
yeah,
Yeah.
but now you know.
If it happens with anybody else, tell them to go to audio settings, change Zoom background noise removal to low.
There you go.
All right.
All right, man. Well, hey, how are you doing? How has life been? And what I see that you got a new album out.
Yes, sir.
Um,
It's called Dichotomy.
See, I was saying it wrong. I was saying dichotomy. Dichotomy. Like
Dichotomy.
I thought it was a play on words. Okay.
I like the version with the accent.
Dichotomy.
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 Yeah.
So
It is an exploration of two different concepts.
So what is it? Anything that it's about, or where did you come up with the song title? I mean, the album title.
Well, I'm a pretty unique and bizarre combination of things where, so I'm both a beatboxer and a shred guitar player
Yeah.
and a metalhead. So I'm like, I get to do hip hop stuff and then like do music theory informed guitar, like instrumental rock stuff, but I combine the two. And I've never found anybody doing things the way I do it. I've never found anybody who really studies and puts or really both sides of music like that and then combines them together still. Like maybe there's people who study all that, but I don't see them necessarily using that. So I'm coming from the world of like metal and rock, and then the beatboxing is straight up an element of hip hop, and then I get to do both. I get to do both types of shows. I run with both types of crowds, and the term dichotomy refers to two different, I guess, ideas.
Yeah.
Let me find the definition of dichotomy, because it actually is. Oh, I didn't want to look up my album.
Well, it's good if you type in dichotomy and you look up your album instantly.
Yeah, for real.
A division or contrast between two things that are represented as being opposed or entirely different.
Okay. And that makes sense for you. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. What my album is that. And what I am is that. I'm like this theory-informed guitar player and well-practiced guitar player, but then I'm doing the beatboxing on top of that. And it's like this. Yeah. How many people do you know that are influenced by both Rozelle and Joe Satriani?
Right. It's hard to come by. How did you know how to beatbox? Did it all of a sudden you just started doing it and then it was just there? Or were you practicing it?
No, it took a lot of work, but
Okay.
thankfully obsession makes that a much more enjoyable process. No, the first job I ever had, this girl, Alicia, shout out if you're watching this, Alicia, and Cody. She told me that her boyfriend Cody was drunk one night trying to beatbox, and I didn't know beatboxing was anything other than the dude on the street corner going,
Yeah.
like that little, doing that thing. I didn't know there was a skill ceiling to it, or that you could get like really incredibly good at it, and I didn't know it was this mind-blowing thing to watch. So I went on YouTube and looked up, like, what do you mean trying to beatbox? And like looked up beatboxing, and first thing I saw was Dave Crow from Hey Moon Shaker doing it out in the streets of London. He was wearing this green hoodie, and he's doing all this dubstep based stuff. It wasn't that exact thing, but that was that idea. And this big crowd formed around him, and I was like, oh my God, that's how I can get my electronic aspirations out. I didn't want to have to spend all the money on the equipment to be able to do EDM music. But my other frustration early on with seeing EDM, especially played live, was how crazy and heavy the music was, but then the performer's standing at a table.
Yeah.
Because they're a DJ. And when I found EDM music, I was used to bands like Slipknot and Slayer and all those. So I was used to when the music was crazy, so was the performer. So it was just this bizarre thing to me, and I get it a lot more now. But with beatboxing, all I have is a microphone, so I can just be in time with the audience. I can play off of their vibe. I can shift on a dime based on the vibe of the room.
Yeah.
Maybe a house style or a hip hop style's going too slow. What if I switch to drum and bass and let's start going like really fast show offy stuff,
Yeah. Oh my God, that's insane. And you play. You shred too.
Yeah, I actually got so obsessed with beatboxing that I stopped playing guitar for about a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How long did it take to actually get to this level?
See, I don't know. I've been beatboxing for 10 years.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I've been playing guitar for 20, probably longer on both by now.
For
So like
20
11 and
years,
20.
you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 11 and 21 years, maybe then.
Okay.
Maybe probably, because I've been saying 10 and 20 for probably about a year. So 11 years on the beatboxing, 21 years on the guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. I mean, the album we were taking a listen to it, and it's just, it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me. Because there's a lot going on, and you're listening to it and you're kind of jamming along with it, but I know you have to be like, there's just so many things that you're doing for it that I don't think people realize that as they're listening to it. It's just crazy to know that you're doing something like that.
Yeah, it's well, with Dichotomy, pretty much every song, actually every song on that album and on the Violent Tendencies EP, which is way darker. It's more horror based. But it's still the same idea. It's like guitar music and then the beatboxing.
Yeah.
But with both that EP and the Dichotomy album, I'm using a looper on stage. So I'm doing quick, simple. Those songs were written around really quick, simple loops because one of the frustrations that I have heard from other musicians and then that I also kind of had myself was if you had a looper artist or somebody who was working with a looper, and this isn't with everybody, so if you're a looper, don't take this like it's about you, but a lot of times there's this long drawn out process of building loops and then adding on top of them before you get to what feels like, oh, this is where the song was going the whole time. So when somebody came to me and was like, you should get a looper, imagine what you could do with that. And then immediately this, I think it was Sarah from Faster Taxi. She's like, I don't want to see you get sucked into the looping thing because of how boring it can be for an audience.
Yeah.
And she brought up that stuff. Again, she wasn't saying that everybody's like that, but she had noticed it. And so I was like, okay, well, if I do this, I'm going to have to come up with ways to get in quick. So I can get to like the meat of the song that's interesting without, the audience sitting around watching me build a bunch of stuff. So when I'm playing those songs live, I'm looping a quick beat with the beatboxing, sometimes bass and sometimes like rhythm guitar. And then the rest of it is focusing on guitar.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
That makes sense for something like that.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask if you were using a looper when you play live or not, because I know I read in your bio that you basically said that you do mostly beatboxing live. Yeah,
mostly. Like when people ask me to come and do something, it's usually just the beatboxing, unless it's rock show or something like that. But then there's the third category of what I do, which is I call beatbox metal, which is something I haven't found anybody doing, where I do both at once. It's like imagine playing Slayer riffs while I'm on the mic, and then I'm going all that stuff on the guitar.
Oh, shit.
I love
That'd
it.
be pretty sweet to watch.
I love it.
That's awesome. I haven't ever seen anything like that, and that would be amazing just to go see live. I mean, you don't see too much of that. Yeah, for sure.
What made you get into the
I'd love it.
beatboxing?
That was from my friend at work telling me about it.
There was just that one incident made you get into it?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I actually, the night she told me about it, there was this open mic in Brighton, Michigan I had been going to. It's not around anymore. But literally the day after I found out beatboxing existed, I was at that open mic. I had already been playing like my acoustic guitar and these little dark songs I'd written. But the next day was the open mic, and I did my guitar stuff. And then after the whole thing was over, I went up to Bobby, who was hosting it at the time. I was like, do you mind if I try something on the microphone real quick? And I went, and I had no breath control. I'm going, like this, like really crappy versions of that. And hearing it come through a speaker was what got me addicted to it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, especially going through a speaker, that makes a world of difference. I mean, it amplifies everything out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't get to hear myself on a really, really good system until I went to a place called the Rumpus Room out in Chelsea, which is also in Michigan. And that was the first time I heard myself through a subwoofer and EV speakers.
Damn.
And that was a game changer.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Oh, I was so addicted.
I'm sure it brings you more into it too.
Yes. Yeah, dude. More than any other type of music that I've played around with live, more than anything, sound effects, beatboxing, more than any of it. I like you can if you play a guitar through a kind of a mediocre system or a low end speaker, it still sounds like a guitar. If I'm playing through a speaker that's not that punchy with a sound guy, or even through a good system with a sound guy who isn't really putting their all and into trying to make me sound good, or listening to how I know to make it sound good if they don't know what to do. It really impacts things. If there's not enough bass, if there's not enough sound, if the beatboxing sounds thin or weak, it takes the impressiveness right out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I could definitely see it. I mean, especially with beatboxing, because that's kind of what makes it up.
Yeah. And if I can't hear myself on stage, I start forcing more air out and putting more effort into the diaphragm and everything.
Yeah.
And I get worn out real quick.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now,
if you got a professional beatboxer out there, make sure you listen to their needs.
See? Right there. I'm going to start beatboxing too.
Do it, man. What you got?
Before.
Have I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years ago, you've tried it.
What do you think of this? Tutor me while I do
Tutor
this.
you. He's going to charge you. He's going to send you a bill.
Let me see. That's all I got, really. But
I couldn't hear any of it.
oh, well, fuck.
Did you change our setting?
I don't even know, man.
Go into audio and
Yeah.
and then,
Nobody wants to hear my beatboxing. I was reading on your page, and I found this interesting. You did Gathering of the Juggalos?
Yes, sir.
Because I know you're from Michigan, so I can kind of see that. How did you how did you land that?
It wasn't a solo set. Actually, I need to apply for it. Thanks for bringing it up.
No problem. I got you.
Shout out to BioKillers. Klep, he was like, you need to apply. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll do that. But the way that happened was actually it was because of BioKillers. So I went out to the Crowfoot in Pontiac, Michigan, because to support BioKillers, which Shattered Dreams Entertainment is a collective consisting of me, Beatbox Jake, BioKillers, and a band called Agatha Hag, and we're very, very diverse collective. Okay. You got me, hardcore hip hop, and folk punk, pretty much, or folk rock. But anyway, I went out to the Crowfoot to support BioKillers because they were on a show. Well, the headliners were these two rap acts, Onyx and R.A. the Rugged Man. And Onyx dropped off of, I think, that whole tour for some reason. Maybe they weren't getting paid properly. I don't know. But being a headliner, and I didn't know who he was at the time. I had no idea the absolute legend that I was about to meet. So, and I wasn't on the bill. I just went out to support my friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, BioKillers play. There's a couple other acts, and I'm thinking, I kind of want to go home. I came for what I came for. And somebody's like, no, you got to stick around. RA calls for beatboxers. Like, he gets on stage. He's like, yo, we got any beatboxers in the house? He's from New York. Yeah, that's the guy's voice I was doing at the beginning.
Yeah.
And he gets on stage. The crowd goes nuts. And again, I had no idea who I was dealing with. And then he called for beatboxers. Me and two other people go up to the front of the stage. And the second anybody else sounds any good at beatboxing, I'm immediately like, okay, nobody cares about me anymore, even though that's not necessarily true.
Right.
So we all take turns, and I got by far the biggest applause when I did the microphone. He was like, get up here. So I went up there, beatboxed with him, and there's a video of that whole thing on my Instagram. And he's like, this guy's so good. Do something my DJ can scratch to. So me and DJ Lala kind of jammed a bit. So that whole thing went down. I get off the stage, back into the crowd. He finishes his set, and I'm hanging out with BioKillers, and he was walking by, and Klepp was like, "Hey, it's good to meet you. You know, I've been listening to you forever." And I was like, "Hey, thanks for getting me up there. That was a lot of fun." He's like, "You know, you're the best beatboxer we've had on the whole tour so far." And I was like, "Okay." I feel like you're trying to be nice, but at the same time, you don't seem like it. That just sounds honest. So just his demeanor and everything. So 2 weeks later, I'm hanging out with Kool-Aid Cam. We're going to get shout out to Kool-Aid Cam Comics. Him and I are going to get food together, and my phone starts going off on Instagram. R.A. the Rugged Man has followed you. R.A. the Rugged Man wants to send you a message.
No shit.
And he was asking me to play The Gathering with him on one of the main stages. I can't remember the name of it, but there's like 2 main stages, I think, that year. And I had never been. I didn't know much about Juggalos. I was more of a recent ICP fan. Like I like their stuff. And I was like typing a response, and he goes, "Oh shit, you play guitar too?" I'm like, "Oh my God, he's going through my stuff. Who even is this guy?" And I start looking him up. I'm like, "He did the song with Biggie Smalls." I'm like, "Who is this guy?" He's like done all these things with like DJ Jazzy Jeff and Public Enemy and all these rap legends and stuff. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And that's how that whole thing came about. And then he had me do 2 other shows with him.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. I miss him. I don't get to talk to him much. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, it's funny how shit just turns out. You're at the right place at the right time sometimes.
Yeah.
I haven't been there. I've always been in the wrong place at the wrong time, but
That's because you put yourself in the wrong place.
yeah.
And you make it the wrong time.
Is that how the Chris Court show came to be? Like you met this guy by this brick wall, and
yeah,
held you up and
exactly.
was like,
this thing
"We're
is
doing a
not.
podcast."
I got sucked into this. I'm still waiting for the police to show up. I've been calling for kidnappers.
No, suck into this. Speaking of which, I got some lyrics for one of your songs.
Oh boy.
Your song Malign. Is it called Malign?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I was listening to it, and I was just putting my own lyrics to it, and all of a sudden this popped in my head, and I don't know why. But if you go back and listen to it and say these lyrics to it, it's I find it addicting. And I forgot how does Malign go again? Do you have like the
beat?
Yeah, like the guitar part, or I think was I going over the guitar part?
Got a guitar and the beat together.
Oh, it's this Phrygian.
Oh shit, he's pulling guitar out.
Oh shit. That's it. Yeah. All right, I got it. If he puts his penis into my fucking mouth. If he puts his penis into my fucking mouth. And that's all it was. I just kept on saying that. And it was, I don't know where it came from.
What was the line?
If he puts his penis into my fucking mouth. I don't know why it just popped in my head, and I just kept on saying it over and over and over. I'm like, man, this is pretty good. Matt didn't want me to
watching the Disney Channel.
Matt didn't want me to tell you that. He said, "Don't say that," but I had to because I felt like I could sing on it if you want.
No, that's funny.
No, you're not hired.
Actually,
all right.
That's no, just the line was funny. Actually, speaking of lyrics, there's a remix of that coming out on the 13th featuring Biokillers.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
If you like that lyrical type rap, you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
They kept it really dark though.
Which
Which is cool.
Does he already have lyrics for it?
Dark or depressing or both is the best kind of combination for songs.
For sure.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I love. But does he need any lyrics for the song, or
No, the
sell those
song's already
lyrics. They ain't
done
gonna
and
buy 'em.
it's
is he good at this
scheduled.
point? All right.
And now a word from our sponsors. Are you tired of handling yourself in the bathroom? Well, have I got the product for you? Introducing the kitchen ladle.
If you put your penis into his fucking mouth.
This is all going into the episode. I just hope you know that.
I'm telling you. You don't even need need to buy those lyrics. You could just put it in there. Just give me a shout out, That's fine with me. All right, we have 7 minutes left. So what do you have any other projects coming? And if so, where can they find everything? If you have any merch and any recent shows or anything like that coming up.
Well, I'll plug all that stuff. So first off, if you want to follow me, it's Beatbox Jake Official on Instagram, Beatbox Jake on Facebook, Beatbox Jake on Spotify, and every other streaming platform that there is for music, along with YouTube, Beatbox Jake on YouTube. Oh boy, what else was there? Shows. This month I've only got 2 shows. I've got on the 10th, I'll be performing at Ramshackle Brewing Company in Jonesville, Michigan. The Regal Beagle in Ypsilanti, Michigan on the 23rd of this month, May. And then the Malign Remix is coming out on the 13th, featuring BioKillers. Other than that, I am working on technically 3 different solo albums at the moment.
Oh shit.
And a collaboration album with somebody else. Actually,
that's awesome.
We already announced it. It's I'm working on a collaboration album with Klep from BioKillers.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah. Take what I do and throw a really good rapper into it.
That's fucking awesome, actually. I would love to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he need lyrics? I'm just kidding.
No. I promise you.
That's my last. No, but dude, that's cool as shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I got one album is space themed. It's very bright sounding. Another one is not. And then I'm also working on a follow-up to the Beatbox Metal EP, which is the first thing I ever put out.
That's cool. Now,
yeah, which
have you
for anybody listening, if the Beatbox Metal EP is the first thing you hear from me, please listen to the other stuff. That EP, I rushed that EP. I'm not, it's not really representative of my stuff now.
Yeah,
but I still play that stuff.
A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. I mean, we were checking it out. I mean, it really is like again, you listen to it and you don't realize how much that you are doing it, and that's all you, right?
Mm-hmm. Everything.
Yeah,
everything.
just,
I mean, he basically did that right here live on the show. He was beatboxing and playing guitar at the same time. The guitar wasn't plugged in, but you could hear it.
All the guitar, all the beatboxing, all the bass stuff, all the clean guitar, all the production, all the mastering, all me.
That's fucking
you do all of it. Wow, nice.
Everything.
You gotta feel good about that. Like seriously, that I mean, it's good music. One, it would be different if it was just like, but it's actually really good music, and it's all you. So that's fucking cool as shit. And that's why we kind of did this interview, because it's right now we're like, we have a shit ton of interviews, but we had to push you forward because I seen that like it was beatboxing and you were playing guitar, and I'm like, we gotta push that.
It was unique. It was different.
Yeah, it's unique and different, and we've interviewed a lot of bands and artists and stuff like that, but like we seen that and it was like, we gotta fucking do this. So I appreciate it so much, man. Thanks for coming on and talking with us.
Thanks for making time for me. You guys are cool. Hopefully I get to meet you guys if I come play Chicago, which it sounds like I might.
If you do,
well,
come in.
If you do, let us know.
Yet.
Yeah, because we anytime we interview bands and they come to Chicago, we go.
I just looked up your show like that end of May, and I'm sorry, I'm not driving 4 hours.
I don't blame you.
It's like almost 4 hours
that would
away.
Be a crazy surprise.
You're an asshole.
It's almost 4 hours of driving.
I'll drive.
It's 8 hours round trip.
Okay. You wouldn't do it
I'm
for
not
Beatbox
holding
Jake?
you guys to that.
He said he's gonna drive.
I'm not holding you to that. But if you guys show up at a Michigan show of mine, I will be floored.
Yeah.
If you get a little closer to the lake, we'll probably show up.
Wow, we taking a boat?
No, but it's a lot shorter to just go around the lake. Oh. He's like on the other side of fucking Michigan, man.
All right, dude.
That's
hey,
funny, dude.
Thanks a lot so much. Again, check out Beatbox Jake. Literally streaming everywhere. You can check him out on YouTube. And thanks so much, dude. It was definitely a pleasure.
Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll send you an email of when everything is coming out. And it's going to be all over social media and all that. So
the episodes will be out next Friday.
Yeah.
So,
audio and video. We'll let you know.
Oh. Sweet. Yeah, let me know so I can promote it.
Cool. All right, dude. Can you beatbox us out?
Damn.
Beatbox Jake, everyone. Thanks, dude. We'll be in touch.
Chris Court, cheers.
I love you.
I love you too, man.
Once again, thank you for listening to The Chris Court Show. Remember, if you have a band or business, or know someone that has a band or business, send all the info and MP3s to chriscourtshow@gmail.com. Chicken nuggets and cranberry sauce.
The Chris Court Show.